Hey guys, Jason Nedved here with Nedved Precision Shooting. Welcome to my basement. Getting ready to fly out to another match, going to Parma, Idaho. Going for another USPRA qualifier match. Been getting a lot of questions of how I pack and what I pack. So I'm not going to go through exactly what's in my pack or tripod caddy. This is just going to be basic how I pack to fly. There's a lot of horror stories of flying. I've never experienced anything. One time my rifle case didn't make it back, after I shot the match, and I think that we even did a video on it. I told the flight attendant, hey, your tracking says it's not on the plane. My air tag, I put air tags in all my cases, packs, tripods. That says it's not on the plane, and they're like, oh, it'll make it. We still got time. Yeah, it didn't make it. But not a big deal. It was after the match. Then they got it there shortly after, and they hand delivered it to my house, which I live an hour and a half away from the airport. So it all worked out, but I've never had any issues. I've never had TSA give me problems going through the airport. I will say the one time I left my wife at the airport and I went to park the vehicle because I had her rifle, my rifle, both packs, big cases, everything, right? So I just pulled up, unloaded everything, and just let her stand there. And we checked in because there was no line. So we got the big bags checked in, just need to do the rifle cases. And I said, hey, I'm gonna go park the truck real quick, just wait here. I go through and she's calls me and says, hey, what's the code for your padlock? Because you got to have each one filled. And I told her the code, and she's like, okay, well, okay, whatever. And I start running through the parking lot, and I come through, and she's already headed up the escalator to security. She already checked both of these. I'm like, okay, whatever. So it worked out for her. But so how I pack and what I got. So in the hard case here, this is just a Pelican or a Storm case. It's the 33 IM 3300. I like this one. It just works out. I can get additional foam. There's places on the internet that you can get additional foam. So when you change it to your setup or switch rifles, you just take out the foam, put in a new one. You can trace it. I think I got like 3 or 4 different sets, depending on which rifle I'm bringing. So this one, obviously I got my JE in here. It's my 22. I have a spot for my 3 mags, bipod. My bolt comes out because when you're flying, you have to have it, unloaded, and then your ammo has to be in the original container. So you can fit a brick right there. Then it closes up. I got everything cut out. I just traced it with a Sharpie, and then I use a electric fillet knife, or a fillet knife that I grew up using for cutting fish, and it works out pretty well. So also, when you lock up your case, you have to have, depending on your airline, don't take my word for it, but depending on your airline, you have to have every hole filled. So I have several locks. I have some that are combination and some that are key. The ones that are key are very plain and simple in case I lose my key. So I have that, it just fills the hole. You'll see here, I keep my Kestrel in my bag. That's just very important. So I always want that with me. This is my backpack that I carry on the plane, but you want to make sure you don't have any ammo or anything gun related or knives or anything on here. So this is just, I pack some clothes. I pack my medium heavy fill because it is heavy. It does not fit weight-wise in this pack because that pack goes in there, tripod goes in there, and then I'm pushing the weight limit, so I just pack this with me. Then I don't have to worry about it, except they will always, I'm TSA pre-check, but they always want this out except one airport in Las Vegas, or those agents. I always take this out because they're gonna wanna swab it. I've only had one airport in, I think it was Arizona. They did want to open it and check what was inside. That's the only first time I've had that. The airport here, where I go, they're used to it. They do their swab thing and then off I go. It takes an extra 3-4 minutes. It's not a big deal. But yeah, I always pack that with me and lug that around the airport. So clothes, medium, Kestrel, go in there. And like I said, this is basically empty. I have my binoculars in there. I got my knee pads. It's supposed to be a high of 107 this weekend in Parma. So I did not bring any rain gear, so that lightens up. I do have my triple pull in there, so that's a little heavy. Knee pads, because I'm definitely wearing shorts. Fix-it sticks, mag holders for your belt. You got your trauma, your tourniquet here, just in case. But that's basically it in there. Obviously, I got extra batteries and just miscellaneous bits in there. Then that goes into the big bag here. And then along with this, I can take off the head. I have to take my wife's tripod because mine is the 1 section. So I have to take this one 3 section. I take my tripod caddy, put it on there. And then usually I got my Kestrel here, but I just have my marker, my pen. I got my dope cards. My Gray Ops Pro Plate goes in there. And then I also have some miscellaneous tools in there for scopes and whatever else. Just miscellaneous stuff you've accumulated. Just adding weight really. But then I take this head off and then that will fit in there nicely, put the head in my scabbard here, and I'm good to go. So it's just real basic. I've heard horror stories. Boyd, if you know him coming back from Italy, he's got a heck of a story about taking this backpack as this backpack. He just usually empties that out, and you'll have to ask him about that story. But that's why, or not, I've always done it before that, but that's why I always put this, no matter the condition, I just throw it in there. I don't care if there's loose ammo or whatever. I've never had an issue, but I just take this, throw it in there, take the head off, throw that, good to go. So I have that bag, this bag, and then that's my backpack. Sometimes I'll have a carry-on depending on how long I'm gonna be gone. If it's gonna be like a Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, coming back Monday or however that works out for flights. But since this is just a 1-day match, I'm flying out Friday, I get there Friday afternoon, shoot Saturday, get done hopefully before it gets too dang hot, and then head home Sunday morning at like 5 a.m. or something. But 5 a.m. there is 7 a.m. here, so it works out, not a big deal. But yeah, that's just my basic setup. I go very minimal. In another video, I will do what I pack in here for a normal match and my normal tripod setup. But for this, usually I have a pint size. I got my Pro Plate bag and my Schmedium, but because that weight is just ridiculous, I just deal with just one bag, one Schmedium, heavy fill, and I'll work out the rest as long as I got my Pro Plate. We'll figure it out. So, but yeah, rifle, every slot is filled, and I just try to keep this very minimal to stay underweight. If you have any questions, let me know. But yeah, that's my setup for flying. Obviously check with your airlines before flying to make sure you're following their rules. Different airlines do have different rules. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff, and we'll see you at the range, guys. Thanks.
But wait, there's more.
One thing I did forget to mention with your rifle case, obviously have, like I mentioned, have every hole for a padlock filled. But when you get to the airport, have your key and your combos figured out, because they will ask you to open this a couple times. Some airports do, some don't, I don't know. It seems to be different almost every time, but a common practice is you open it up when you check it, they have this little red card, they throw it in there, is it unlocked or is it unloaded, all that stuff. Is your ammo in the original case? Yes, yes, yes. And then you bring it over to a different area, you lock it back up, and then they take that bag, and then you take this, go to a different area, another TSA agent will come out, sometimes the same one, and then you will open it again, they will check it, swab it, whatever else, then they'll lock it up, or I'll lock it up, and then they take it to the back and it goes supposedly straight to the plane. But I've seen this, I think it was this rifle case, sit on the terminal outside in the concrete, and the AC was running, and it was just slowly running to it for 3 hours, just sitting out there in the sun on the terminal. So yeah, because they lost the other one. But yeah, just keep that in mind, get there early enough so when you check in, that goes, and then this, they'll have to open a couple times and take a look. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, thanks again. We'll see you at the range, guys.
Oh, you gotta give him that huck.